The system was designed to make us poor, and that is not even my problem. My problem is that a lot of people are falling victim of it, and that is why you realize that you will see so many people making money for themselves and doing so well for themselves, only for you to realize that they are not able to save so much. And that's because of the system that has been designed to make us poor. And one way to break away from this system is by being financially informed and educated, so that you will know exactly what to do, how to do them, in order for you to be able to sustain your wealth, not only to make money now, but to sustain your wealth. And this video is going to provide you with a hack and tips you need. And let me tell you, these hacks are actually very, very simple. They are easy to implement. So in as much as you're watching this video, it wouldn't do you so much good like when you implement the hack that I'll be sharing. Many of you will be familiar with some of them, but some of them might not be familiar. And let me tell you one thing, every hack and tips I'll be sharing in this video would actually help you to stay financially independent. So I'll need you to pay attention to each and every hack, but not only pay attention to them, I would like you to please take actions on them, because result is only found in action and not just in information. Now, if at any point in this video you find the information I'll be sharing with you very resourceful and you love it, please don't forget to drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. And don't forget to drop a like, because it encourages me and helps my video do well. Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, before I go further though, I need to put up a disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. I just know a little bit about finances, and I know that it will help you, because some of this hack has helped me and some of them I'm still trying to implement, and I know that they are well able to help me because I have seen a lot of people testify of them, and I just thought to share, and I'm sure that it will help you provided you implement anyways. So the first hack that I'm going to be sharing with you is you should learn to take responsibility. Take responsibility for your finances. Take responsibility for the streams of income that you create yourself. I've seen a lot of people that they are not really responsible for their finances. There are people they always call for funds. They have friends, they have parents, they always call for funds. And because of that, they are not financially independent, because you have to call an uncle when you need something. You have to call an aunt. You have rich uncles and rich aunties that you always call, and rich parents. So you need to start taking responsibility for your finances, regardless of the fact that you have other people who are willing to help you, like your parents and siblings who are willing to help you. You need to start doing something for them, so because it encourages them. If I, as a person, I'm helping someone financially, and giving them things and all of that, and I realize the person is just complacent, doing nothing, there's a way it will discourage me. There's a way it will discourage me, and I would not want to invest in such kind of person. So you need to start taking financial responsibilities, so that those who you are depending on can always be able to give you things, because they know that you are taking actions. They know that you are up to something, and not just being complacent and having this mediocrity. You need to start taking responsibility for your finances, not just being dependent on your parents or your spouse or your children and all of those things. You need to start taking financial responsibility, so that at least it will encourage the heart of those who are helping you financially before you can gain that financial stature yourself. Start taking financial responsibility. This will really go a long way to helping you becoming financial independent. And the second one is that don't take financial decisions alone. This affected me so much last year, because I was taking financial decisions alone and I lost a lot of money, because I really didn't know so much about investments. I didn't know so much then, and I invested my money into something that really cost me a lot of money. It was so hard to recover, but thanks to God I was able to recover anyway. But there are some people that go through that and they never recover. I was just lucky, you get. So try as much as possible not to make financial decisions alone. Try to make research. Try to ask the right question. I wasn't asking the right question. I wasn't reaching out to people. We know so much about investment and all of those stuff. So I was taking all those decisions alone. It was after the whole thing crumbled and I started speaking with friends that, I lost this certain amount of money. A lot of people were sympathizing with me at that point. But that could have been avoided if I, did not take that decision alone. If I just speak to people who are broad in that aspect of investment, and they just know more than a thing or two about investments, it could have really helped me. So one of the ways that you can stay financially independent is by not taking financial decisions alone. Learn to speak with someone who has gone ahead of you, who has taken some investments and that has favored them, who has also failed, so that you don't have to go through that path that they go through, because you are learning from someone who has gone through that path. Never take financial decision alone at all. Don't try it. This third tip is probably the most important, and it's something that I'm really trying my best to make sure that I adhere to strictly, because it will really help you, and that is creating a budget. Creating a budget helps you to keep track of exactly what is coming in on a monthly basis, or depending on how you make it, it helps you keep track of what is coming in and what is going out. It helps you keep track of the things that you're spending your money on, so that when you try to reduce your outflow of money, you'll be able to track that this is where I've been spending unnecessary money on and all of those things. So try as much as possible to create a budget. Try to create like this percentage curve. Maybe 50% goes to your savings or investments, 10% probably to your tithes, and maybe 20% to your feeding for the month, and then 10% probably for family, and then you keep some for emergency funds. Just try as much as possible to create a budget to keep track of how much you're earning, especially if you have multiple streams of income. Like people that I know, you will need this budget because it will help you keep track of the amount that you earn on a monthly basis or weekly basis, depending on how you create it, like I said. And then when you create a budget, it will help you in dispensing your money. You know exactly how much is going to savings, you know exactly how much is going into spendings, and when you realize that a part is taking too much and that is why you are becoming so overwhelmed, you will know exactly what to cut off. So try as much as possible. You might give it that percentage curve, maybe 30% to saving, and all of those things, depending on the amount of money that you earn. Of course, I can't begin to give that this is the best way, because I can't assume that this is the amount the people who are watching me earn. So create a percentage curve. What works for me is that as much as 50%, more than 50% most of the time, goes into savings and investments. And that's because I literally like saving and investing because I want to get my money back. And then 10% goes into tithes, and then I have another 10% for my family or whenever there is expenses, and for those who are responsible over their finances. So I just keep about 10% for them, and then I keep another 20% for feeding for myself and transportation, because I'm always moving around and all of those things. So you can create such percentage curve that allows you to keep track of your income and also keep track of the outflow of money. It will really help you stay financially independent. The fourth tip is to prioritize needs over wants. I've seen a lot of people who literally spend money on their wants more than their needs. They spend money on what they want, like gadgets, all of those heavy stuff that they do not really need, that they can do without. So you need to start prioritizing your needs. Needs are something that you cannot do without. They are very essential. So you need to start prioritizing your needs over your wants. Your want is something that you can do away with. If you don't need that gadget, you don't need to get it. If you don't need those luxury materials, you don't need to get it. You just have to make sure that with the first things on your priority should be your needs and not your want. It helps you save back a lot of money because you are not unnecessarily spending money. The fifth hack to stay financially independent is to let go of instant gratification. As a young person, there is tendency to fall a victim of this over and over again. Instant gratification. Most of the time, why young people do it is because of the fear of missing out. They feel that they are missing out on real life. They are missing out by not clubbing. They are missing out by not drinking, by not trying to show off their wealth, by not trying to get luxury material. The truth is that you are not missing out on anything. If you choose not to club, if you choose not to take that trip now, if you choose to just stay calm now, just focus on your need for now, you're not missing out on anything. Don't be coerced and pushed into that corner where you be thinking that you're missing out on life just because you do not live a loud, and luxurious life. You're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out by not using the latest gadgets. You're not missing out. You're not missing out by not getting that thing that you've always wanted to get because your friends advise you to get it. You are not missing out on anything. And in order for you to do this, you need to have that mindset that you're not missing out on anything. Try as much as possible to delay instant gratification because it will help you save back a lot of money, and all this unnecessary spending, be able to cut it off and focus on the things that really push your life further and push you into the financial kind of person that you want to be, someone who don't have to worry about money at all. But in order for you to get to that point, you need to learn to delay gratification. It is very, very important because all of those things that you are spending your money on and all of those, they do not bring real fulfillment. People will lie to you that it makes you fulfilled, you are doing well, spend your money anyhow and all of those things. No, they don't bring real happiness. They don't bring real fulfillment. You just feel burdened and overwhelmed because you find out that you are spending, there's so much outflow of money rather than inflow of money. So try as much as possible to delay gratification. So those trips eventually go, those luxury eventually get them. But for now that you're still trying to become financially independent, you have to learn to delay gratification. It's very, very important. Now, the next tip is to be grateful. Being ungrateful push you to that point of discontentment. And when you are discontented, there is no way you would want to show yourself you would want to go outside of your means. Godliness with contentment is a great gain. You really don't need all of this thing. When you have a posture of gratitude for those little things you have, for your house, for your gadgets, for the things you could afford now, for your car, there's a way it brings feeling of contentment. Now, when I say contentment, I'm not saying mediocrity, because there are people who are just okay with what they have, not because they are really contented, but it's just a state of mediocrity. They don't want to aim for the stars. I'm just saying that contentment helps you focus. It helps you become clear on exactly what you want to push for. It does not limit you aiming for the star. It is only mediocrity that allows you to, be contented, to be okay with where you are and not pushing for the stars. But contentment still allows you to push for more without wasting on the present thing that you have. So have that posture of gratitude, because it pushes you into contentment, and contentment allows you to aim for the stars. Another tip I'm going to share with you is that you should limit your exposure to ads. Many of us are victim of this. You just see things popping up on your Instagram feeds, on your Facebook. You just see different advertisement, people telling you, come and buy these gadgets, come and buy this, come and buy this skincare, whatever, all of those things, come and buy this air, those luxurious all of those things. Just limit your exposure. Any site that you follow, any person that you follow that is always posting about all of those things that make you spend money, you can do as much as possible to unfollow them. This is what I did for myself. I think about 3 or 4 months ago, I had to sit down on my Instagram and I started unfollowing a lot of people because they were putting me under pressure, and the pressure was getting worse. And I don't like the kind of pressure I was getting. So all I had to do was I had to sit down. I was like, I don't like the content. I'm going to unfollow you. So I started unfollowing them, not because the content are bad in themselves, but because I don't like what the content were doing to me. So you have to learn to limit the ads that you see, because many of us have screenshots on our phone of things we want to buy. So try as much as possible to unfollow them if you have to, or just limit your time spent on the app so that you don't get tempted so much to spend money on unnecessary things. Try as much as possible to be minimalistic. There's nothing wrong with being minimalistic, nothing wrong at all. Try as much as possible to limit those ads. You don't need them. You don't need to see those things, because the pressure they bring is not good. It's not good for you. So try as much as possible to unfollow them. The next one I'm going to talk about is to avoid impulse purchase. Now, I'm going to have to close my eyes because I'm a victim of this also. I would literally go to a mall, with what I have in mind. Okay, I'm going to get food stuff, and I find out that I just got a new perfume, I just got this. There was a time I went to the mall and I just really needed some food stuff and then to change my bath soap and all of that. I went there and I spent almost 100k in a mall, and I was like, wow, that was huge. That was impulse spending. I didn't have it in mind, and I literally spent a lot of money just to get the things that I at that point did not really need. I only went for food stuff and eventually got perfume. I got so many things I can't begin to mention here. What I'm saying in essence is that try as much as possible to let go of impulse spending. It will not do you any good. You don't need this. Don't be impulsive. Try as much as possible to write a list of whatever you want before you go to the mall, so that all of those pretty things, all of those good stuff will not be calling you, or when they call you, be able to control yourself and be like, I have a list. I'm going to stay strictly with this list. So have a list when you're going to the mall or when you're going to a supermarket. Have a list so that you don't spend on impulse. It will really go a long way in helping you stay financially independent. Now, I strongly believe that this hack is really going to save you and help you. But there are two kinds of scams I want to talk about before I end this video, and it is financial scam and societal scam. And financial scam is when people tell you that, oh, get this, spend money on this, don't do this on this, and all of those advices that people give, that just doesn't work. You just be thinking that this math is not mathing. I don't get this thing. I'm not getting the result. Now, the financial scam is when people tell you that, oh, when you work so hard, you should find weekend, spend your money on this. And, they try to give you advice about how you should spend your money. You should go to a country, you should spend your money, you should do this and all of that. That's a financial scam, because this scam does not help you to save money. This scam is after you, spending your money anyhow in a bid to reward yourself. Now, I'm not saying that rewarding yourself is bad. I'm just saying that you should know when to reward yourself, and it should not be something that is overwhelming and that has such an huge impact on your current financial power. So don't fall to that scam of people telling you that take yourself out on weekend, spend half of your salary. It does not work that way. You need to be financially independent. In order for you to do that, you need to be able to invest and save money, and not to spend money, spending half of your salary just to reward yourself. Rewarding yourself is good, like I said, but don't overwhelm yourself. Make sure that it's not something that we have that ability to affect your financial power. It is very important that you get this. The societal scam is what we are more familiar with. The societal scam is what we are more familiar with. They tell you, go to school. You will go to primary school, you will go to all of those schools, and then they say after school, study well, and when you do it after school, you will work for someone, and you keep working and working and just saving little money that could barely fend for you, that you could barely use to, get a house for yourself, get cars for yourself. And then they tell you that you retire at 65, and then for the rest of your life, you wait for pension. You live on pension. That is a societal scam. It is a scam that will not work, because that kind of money, working for someone, it will not give you the kind of financial freedom that you want if you be honest with yourself. So it's not all about going to school. I've seen a lot of people who never went to school and they are doing so well for themselves. I've seen a lot of dropouts, who went to school for just a few years and they are doing well for themselves. I'm a graduate of physiology, but I'm not practicing as a physiologist. So imagine if I had depended on that societal scam that I have to school, then I have to work for someone. I'll probably be in the hospital, working, and then earning a very minute amount of money than I'm earning presently. So societal scam is something that you should watch out for. It is not only by going to school. Now, school is not scam. School, I believe everyone should go to school, even if you are going to eventually go into business or whatever it is. Make sure at least that you finish your tertiary education. I believe in schooling a lot. In fact, I'm a very big advocate. What I'm saying in essence is that the societal scam is when they tell you that after you finish, you have to work for someone. You don't have to. You can create multiple streams of income for yourself and stay financially independent for the rest of your life. Yeah, so that brings me to the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. I believe that you're able to get one or two things. If you're able to get anything, you can as well drop it in the comment section so that I will know that at least you're able to watch out the video. And it will encourage me that people are actually watching my content. Thank you so much, and as always, I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.